besides being one of the world's most famous comedians. Jim Carrey is a man who has managed to amass a huge fortune throughout his career. But have you ever stopped to think about how this tycoon lives? In this video, you will find out how Jim Carrey's luxurious life is like. Before we get started, I challenge you. You have to click on subscribe and activate notifications, check the option all. But you have to do that in less than 5 seconds. You got it? And if you can, write in the comments #AllAboutSubscribe. Alright, let's get started. Career. Born in 1962 in the suburb of Newmarket in Ontario, Canada, James Eugene Jim Carrey, known simply as Jim Carrey, is one of the world's most famous comedians. He discovered his gift for comedy when he was still very young because of his affinity to fool around. His first professional experience came at the age of 15, but the recognition only really started in the 90s after he got a role in the television series In Living Color. From then on, things started to go very well for Jim Carrey, having taken off from starring in several films such as Ace Ventura, The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, Batman Forever, Liar Liar, among others. From the 2000s on, he further consolidated his fame due to his performances in big hits such as Me, Myself and Irene, Fun with Dick and Jane, Yes Man, Bruce Almighty, Dumb and Dumber 2, and most recently in Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And although he is very well known for his comedic roles, Jim Carrey has also had a lot of success in dramatic roles, an example being his performances in the films Doing Time on Maple Drive, The Truman Show, and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Jim Carrey has received several awards for his acting, but has never managed to win an Oscar and is considered by many to be one of the best actors who has never received the awards nomination. And due to all his success, Jim Carrey was very well paid for his works, and today he can enjoy a life full of luxuries. Real estate. Although he is quite secretive about his personal life, it is known that Jim Carrey likes to invest in nice estates to live in. In 1994, for example, he acquired a beautiful mansion in Los Angeles, California, in a noble district surrounded by other high-end homes. Although there is little information about its interior, it is known that the estate has over 2,300 square feet. And looking at the mansion's satellite images, you can see that there is a multi-sports court and a lovely pool in the house for the actor to relax in. And according to some sources, Jim Carrey paid about $3,800,000 at the time, but it is estimated that today the property is marked up to be more than $8 million. The actor also once owned a mansion in Malibu, an upmarket area of Los Angeles known for its beaches and also for housing other celebrity homes. Carrey's former beach house has contemporary architecture with large, integrated rooms. The interior of the house is about 9,700 square feet, divided into 3 comfortable bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, with even the inclusion of a bathtub. One of the highlights of the property is the beautiful outdoor area with an incredible view of the Pacific Ocean. The place includes lounge chairs and even a jacuzzi. And according to media reports, the actor decided to sell the house in 2013 for around $13,400,000. Jim Carrey has also been spotted visiting a penthouse in the building known as the Clock Tower, located in the Brooklyn borough of New York City. We are talking about a luxurious apartment with a super sophisticated architecture capable of offering all the refinement one could imagine. The apartment is at one of the most luxurious addresses in the city, with incredible views of Manhattan from every room. There is even an outdoor balcony in the apartment, where the panorama is so gorgeous that they even put binoculars to get a better look. And while it is not known whether Jim Carrey actually bought this property, some sources speculate that at the time the property was valued at around $19 million. In the same area, he is believed to own a penthouse in the Zinc Building, a huge 7,000 square foot apartment that he bought after he got divorced. And it is even speculated that the actor owns an estate in the Hawaiian island of Maui. With everything in consideration, we can conclude that Jim Carrey is a man who really enjoys investing in real estate. Cars. Everyone has seen Jim Carrey driving several cars in his movies, but in his personal life the actor seems to try and hide the luxurious vehicles he owns. One of the cars in which he has already been spotted is a Mercedes-AMG SL63, a beautiful Mercedes convertible equipped with a V8 engine capable of accelerating from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4 seconds, managing to reach a top speed of 140 miles per hour, to which it is electronically limited to. And the price of this amazing car can reach upwards of $160,000. However, the most expensive vehicle that Jim Carrey has ever been seen in was a Porsche Panamera, a super sports car made for those who like speed. The vehicle can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3-6 seconds and can reach a top speed of 180 miles per hour. And to have such a car in your garage, you may have to cash out almost $200,000 for the latest models. In order to thank the crew that worked with him on Sonic the Hedgehog 2, he decided to give away a Chevrolet Blazer RS, an SUV with a modern and imposing design. The interior of the vehicle is spacious and comfortable, ideal for day-to-day usage. And to make this donation, it is speculated that the comedian spent around $40,000. Jet. As one of the world's most successful comedians, Jim Carrey can afford to have a private jet at his disposal at all times. The actor's aircraft is the Gulfstream G550 model, one of the safest and best performing private jets in the world, capable of reaching speeds close to the speed of sound. Not to mention its intercontinental range, which allows it to travel to great distances without the need to stop for refueling. The interior of the jet is very comfortable and luxurious, being able to take on up to 19 passengers depending on its internal arrangement. This aircraft is so exclusive that there are only about 100 units of it in the world, and of course, to own one of these you must invest a real fortune. To get a sense of price, Jim Carrey's aircraft is estimated to have cost him around $60 million. Relationships. Throughout his life, Jim Carrey has had several relationships, some that unfortunately have not done him that well. It is speculated that he was involved with several beautiful and famous women, such as Linda Ronstadt, Anine Bing, Jenny McCarthy, Amchal Joseph, Anastasia Vitkine, Ginger Gonzaga. He has also been married twice, the first time in 1987 to Melissa Wolmer, with whom he stayed until 1995 and had a daughter named Jane. He was also married in 1996 with actress Lauren Holly, with whom he co-acted in Dumb and Dumber, a marriage that lasted less than a year. From 1999 to 2000, Carrey was engaged to his co-star from Me, Myself, and Irene, named Renee Zellweger, a woman he said was the love of his life in his biography. But without a doubt, Jim Carrey's most controversial relationship was in 2012 when he met Catriona White, a relationship that lasted until 2015, the same year she was found dead after overdosing on medicine. This event made Jim Carrey's mental state really bad, which made him go into a huge and profound depression. Sources of income. Although he gets a lot of money from his movies, Jim Carrey also has other sources of income. Something many people may not know, for example, is that he is also a writer, having already released books such as How Roland Rolls and Memoirs and Misinformation. Another of Jim Carrey's great passions is fine arts and painting, a hobby that helped him a lot in overcoming his depression. Since 2016, Jim Carrey has been putting out his artwork in exhibitions around the world, something that could make him some good money, if he decides to sell them, that is. And we can't forget that Jim Carrey is a very well-known figure all over the world. And all this visibility allows him to make a high cash from his image, an example being of his recent commercial made in 2022 for Verizon. But it seems that Jim Carrey doesn't care much about the money he could make from social networks. That's because he has chosen to delete his Facebook and not use Instagram, his main platform for communicating with the public being Twitter, where he has almost 20 million followers. This just goes to show that Jim Carrey already seems to make a lot of money from his movies and doesn't have to worry so much about having other sources of income. Net worth. As one of the most successful comedians of all time, it is no news to anyone that Jim Carrey has amassed huge amounts of wealth throughout his career. But his financial life was not always so prosperous. As the actor himself has said in an interview, there was a time when he was totally broke and depressed, and then using the law of attraction he decided to write himself a check for $10 million, with faith that one day he would be able to actually cash out the money and receive this gigantic paycheck. And as everyone knows, that's exactly what happened a few years later. To get an idea, his financial earnings grew at the same rate that his works became more successful and as his name became more and more known in the film industry. His first big salary, for example, came in the television series In Living Color, where he was paid about $25,000 per episode, which ended up summing up to about $3,200,000 from all 127 episodes of the show. Also, the fees he receives for his films began to grow year after year. It is estimated, for example, that he received about $200,000 for I Love You, Philip Morris, $350,000 for Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, $540,000 for The Mask, $7 million for Dumb and Dumber, $15 million for Kick-Ass 2, and up to an unbelievable $20 million for The Cable Guy, becoming in 1996 the first actor in history to receive such a large paycheck for a single film. And receiving such a high amount of money in the mid-1990s is the equivalent of receiving around $34 million today. And Jim Carrey has managed to repeat and surpass this feat in several other productions, such as $20 million for Liar Liar, $20 million for Me, Myself and Irene, $20 million for How the Grinch Stole Christmas, $25 million for Bruce Almighty. However, the most profitable film in the history of his career was Yes Man, where Carrey made a contract that entitled him to 36.2% of the profits, which brought his pay to a total of $35 million, a huge amount that is considered to be in the 30 biggest paychecks in movie history. And all these gigantic salaries received for his productions are no surprise. That is because if we add up the total grossing from all his films around the world, the amount exceeds $5 billion. Now, if we add up the salary he has received for his films, it is very likely that he has earned more than $300 million as an actor alone. But according to some sources, the actor's net worth is not that high. It is estimated that Jim Carrey's net equity after paying all the due taxes is in the range of $180 million, an amount that allows him to retire and live a life full of luxuries. Hey, you like the video? So don't forget about leave your like and comment, and tell some suggestions of another videos, and hopefully we gonna do it. All about channel, Dios to satisfy your curiosity.